When Captain Ashley Mitchell requested permission to engage 47 enemy snipers alone, her commanding officer thought she was having a breakdown. No sniper in history had ever attempted anything close to this scale. But Ashley had been preparing for exactly this situation for 12 years. The Helmand Valley in Afghanistan stretched endlessly under the scorching desert sun, its rocky terrain providing perfect concealment for enemy forces who understood the landscape better than any foreign military ever could. It was here, in this unforgiving environment, that the most complex sniper engagement in military history was about to unfold. Captain Ashley Mitchell crouched behind a boulder outcropping, studying the valley through her scope, while bullets from unseen enemies whined overhead. At 30 years old, Ashley was 5 feet in with chestnut brown hair pulled back in a tight tactical bun and green eyes that seemed to calculate trajectories and wind patterns automatically. Ashley had served as a sniper for 8 years, but she had spent the previous 12 years studying a very specific type of warfare that most military snipers never encountered: mass counter-sniper operations. The 2nd Battalion had been advancing through the valley when they walked into the most sophisticated sniper ambush ever recorded in the region. Intelligence estimates suggested that enemy forces had positioned between 40 and 50 snipers in carefully chosen firing positions throughout the valley, creating overlapping fields of fire that made movement impossible for the trapped battalion. Colonel Stevens, the battalion commander, had been coordinating with Ashley over radio when she made her request. She wanted permission to engage all enemy snipers in a single coordinated operation. Stevens initially thought Ashley was suffering from combat stress. The idea of one sniper engaging dozens of concealed enemies simultaneously violated every principle of tactical warfare he had learned in 20 years of military service. But Ashley wasn't proposing a conventional sniper engagement. She was suggesting something that had never been attempted in modern military history. Ashley had discovered something during her years of studying mass counter-sniper techniques that other military specialists had overlooked. When large numbers of snipers operated in the same area, they created patterns and dependencies that could be exploited by someone who understood the mathematics of coordinated sniper warfare. Ashley had identified what she called cascade vulnerabilities, specific sniper positions that, when eliminated in the correct sequence, would force other snipers to expose themselves or abandon their positions. The theory was complex, but the application was simple. If Ashley could eliminate key snipers in a predetermined order, she could create a chain reaction that would neutralize the entire enemy sniper network within minutes. But implementing this theory required Ashley to locate and engage 47 concealed targets in rapid succession, while avoiding return fire from dozens of expert marksmen who knew she was coming. Ashley had been preparing for exactly this challenge since she had first developed her cascade vulnerability theory during advanced sniper school. She had studied thousands of historical sniper engagements, analyzed terrain patterns, and developed mathematical models that could predict sniper behavior in complex tactical situations. Colonel Stevens finally authorized Ashley's operation after she provided him with detailed tactical analysis showing that conventional approaches would result in massive casualties for the battalion. While offering little chance of success, Ashley's first step was to locate all 47 enemy snipers using observation techniques that went far beyond standard military training. Ashley had learned to identify sniper positions by analyzing environmental details that most people wouldn't notice. She could spot disturbed vegetation that indicated recently occupied firing positions. She could recognize shadow patterns that revealed artificial concealment. She could detect reflection signatures from optical equipment that snipers thought were perfectly camouflaged. Most importantly, Ashley had developed the ability to predict sniper positions based on terrain analysis and tactical logic. She could look at a landscape and identify the exact locations where experienced snipers would choose to position themselves. Over the previous 2 hours, while the battalion remained pinned down, Ashley had systematically identified the locations of all 47 enemy snipers. She had mapped their positions, analyzed their fields of fire, and calculated the cascade sequence that would enable her to neutralize them all. At 13:47 hours, Ashley began her 6-minute counter-sniper operation. Ashley's first target was a sniper positioned on a ridgeline 800 meters northwest of her position. This sniper wasn't the closest enemy marksman, nor was he the most dangerous threat to the battalion. But he was the key to Ashley's cascade strategy. Ashley fired her first shot at 30-47-15. The .238 caliber bullets struck the target with perfect precision, eliminating the sniper instantly. But Ashley's shot had accomplished more than just removing one enemy marksman. The elimination of this specific sniper forced three other enemy snipers to relocate to backup positions that Ashley had already identified and prepared to engage. At 30-47-45, Ashley fired three rapid shots in succession, eliminating the relocated snipers before they could establish effective firing positions in their new locations. These eliminations triggered the next phase of Ashley's cascade sequence. 7 additional enemy snipers were forced to abandon their concealed positions and move to areas where Ashley could engage them directly. Ashley's shooting during this phase demonstrated marksmanship skills that pushed the boundaries of human capability. She was engaging multiple moving targets at various distances while calculating wind effects, elevation changes, and target lead times in her head faster than most people could perform the calculations with computers. By 30-49-30, Ashley had eliminated 14 enemy snipers and forced the entire enemy sniper network into a state of tactical confusion. But Ashley's most remarkable achievement during this operation was her ability to predict enemy behavior under pressure. As the cascade effect continued, enemy snipers began making predictable mistakes. They moved to backup positions that Ashley had anticipated. They exposed themselves while trying to locate her firing position. They abandoned optimal concealment in favor of positions that offered better escape routes. Ashley had studied the psychology of snipers under extreme stress, and she understood how experienced marksmen would react when their tactical advantages were systematically eliminated. At 13:50, Ashley began the most intensive phase of her operation. She had identified a cluster of 12 enemy snipers who were positioned to provide mutual support for each other. Eliminating this cluster required Ashley to fire 12 shots in less than 45 seconds while changing positions twice to avoid concentrated return fire. Ashley's shooting during this phase was unlike anything recorded in military sniper training. She fired with mechanical precision while moving through terrain that would have challenged most soldiers, even without the additional stress of engaging multiple expert marksmen. By 13:50-45, Ashley had eliminated 26 enemy snipers and completely disrupted the enemy's coordinated firing plan. The remaining 21 enemy snipers were now operating individually without the tactical advantages that had made their ambush so effective. But Ashley still had to locate and eliminate each of these remaining threats while they focused all of their attention on hunting her. Ashley's approach to this final phase demonstrated tactical innovation that would influence sniper training for decades. Instead of trying to locate and engage the remaining snipers from concealed positions, Ashley began using movement and deception to force them to reveal themselves. Ashley would fire from one position, then immediately move to a different location before enemy snipers could return fire on her previous position. But her movement patterns weren't random. They were carefully calculated to force enemy snipers into positions where they would be exposed to follow-up shots. At 35-130, Ashley eliminated 6 more enemy snipers using this movement and deception technique. But Ashley's most dangerous moment came when she realized that 3 enemy snipers had coordinated their positions to create a triangular crossfire that would make her movement impossible. Ashley's solution to this tactical problem demonstrated the innovation that had made her counter-sniper theory possible. Instead of trying to eliminate the 3 snipers from outside their crossfire zone, Ashley deliberately moved into the center of their triangle, forcing them to adjust their firing angles in ways that exposed them to her return fire. The maneuver was incredibly dangerous, but it worked perfectly. Ashley eliminated all 3 snipers within 20 seconds while remaining in the most dangerous position on the battlefield. At 30:52-45, Ashley had eliminated 35 enemy snipers. 12 remained. The final phase of Ashley's operation required her to engage the most experienced and well-positioned enemy snipers who had survived the cascade sequence by maintaining superior concealment and tactical discipline. These final 12 snipers represented the elite of enemy marksmanship. They had watched Ashley eliminate 35 of their colleagues, and they understood exactly what kind of opponent they were facing. Ashley's approach to these final targets required her to use every advanced technique she had developed over 12 years of studying counter-sniper warfare. She used environmental factors like wind patterns and light conditions to mask her approach angles. She employed psychological tactics to force enemy snipers into making tactical errors. She used mathematical calculations to predict sniper behavior under extreme stress. At 35-3-0, Ashley began eliminating the final 12 enemy snipers in a display of marksmanship that would be analyzed by military experts for years. Each shot required Ashley to solve complex mathematical problems involving distance, wind speed, target movement, and environmental factors. But she was performing these calculations instinctively while under fire from multiple expert marksmen who were trying to kill her. At 30-53-15, Ashley eliminated her 47th and final enemy sniper. The entire operation had lasted exactly 6 minutes. Ashley had eliminated 47 enemy snipers while sustaining no casualties and firing fewer than 60 rounds of ammunition. The 2nd Battalion was able to complete their mission without further sniper interference, and Ashley's counter-sniper operation was immediately classified as the most successful individual engagement in modern military history. But Ashley's achievement went far beyond just eliminating enemy threats. Her cascade vulnerability theory and the tactical techniques she had demonstrated during the 6-minute engagement revolutionized military thinking about counter-sniper operations. Ashley's techniques were studied and incorporated into sniper training programs throughout the world. Her mathematical models for predicting sniper behavior became standard tools for military planners facing similar tactical challenges. Most importantly, Ashley had proven that individual expertise and innovative thinking could overcome numerical disadvantages that seemed insurmountable using conventional military tactics. The engagement became known as the Helmand cascade and was studied at military academies as an example of how theoretical knowledge could be applied to solve practical problems that had never been solved before. Today, Captain Ashley Mitchell continues to serve in military special operations, though her current assignment is classified. Her counter-sniper techniques are taught to elite marksmen around the world, and her mathematical models are used by military planners in complex tactical situations. Which city in the world are you watching this video from today? Please subscribe and support us for more stories. Ashley's 6-minute engagement demonstrated that human capability, when combined with perfect preparation and innovative thinking, could accomplish things that seemed impossible even to military experts. She didn't just eliminate 47 enemy snipers, she proved that individual excellence could change the outcome of entire military operations when applied with mathematical precision and absolute tactical discipline. Ashley Mitchell's name will forever be associated with the greatest individual achievement in counter-sniper warfare, but her real contribution was proving that impossible was just another word for something that hadn't been calculated correctly yet. Her 6 minutes in the Helmand Valley redefined what one person could accomplish when 12 years of preparation met the perfect opportunity to demonstrate that human potential has no real limits when applied with scientific precision and unshakable determination.